Today you take the lesson probability. So probability in that two types. So one is the experimental and one more is the theoretical. So experimental is found by repeating an experiment and observing outcomes. So repeating an experiment and observing outcomes. The formula for experimental probability, so number of events divided by total number of trials. Number of events divided by total number of trials. A coin is tossed 10 times, a head is recorded 6 times and a tail is 4 times. So then P of head is equal to number of events. What you get? Head 6 times, so 6 by 10. So total number of trials, you take 10 trials, so 6 by 10. So P of tail is equal to 4 by 10, since event tail is 4 times and number of trials 10, so 4 by 10. Now you see the theoretical probability is what is expected to happen based on mathematics, is what is expecting to happen based on the mathematics. P of E, the formula for theoretical probability, so number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. Example, a coin is tossed, P of head you get 1 by 2, so number of favorable outcomes. So favorable means in that type, so P of head is a favorable, so you have total outcomes, one is a head and one more is a tail. So one is head and one more is tail. See that, so total outcomes are 2 and favorable is now head, so 1 by 2. So when it is tail, so one tail you have, so 1 by 2, so 50%. So the chances are getting 50%. So in that also 50%. See, so experimental is different from theoretical values. So in that lesson you studied more on theoretical values. So in that some definitions are there. So see that. So experiment, so an operation which produces well-defined outcomes is called an experiment. So an operation which produces and well-defined outcomes is called experiments. Suppose a tossing a coin, you get head or tail. So this is a tail or head. So well-defined outcomes means the results are one is a tail and one more is a head. So this is an experiment. So tossing a coin is an experiment. You produced well-defined outcomes, one is head and one is tail. When you throw a dice, you get 6 outcomes. It is also well-defined outcomes. So one is 1 and one more is 2, 3, 4, like that. So this is a die. So next, trial, performing an random experiment. Trial you call it as a performing random experiments. Tossing a coin and throwing a dice are examples. So trial is, you know that, so performing a random experiment. So next, event, outcomes of an experiment. Event is an outcome. Suppose you tossing a coin, head you get, so then you call it as that head is an event. So when you get a tail, so tail is an event. Getting a head or a tail while tossing a coin, so equally like, so next, equally likely event, an event in which all outcomes has an equal chance to occur. An event in which all outcomes has an equal chance to occur. Suppose you tossing a coin, so there is an equal chance of getting head and tail. So when you tossing a coin, there is an equal chance of getting head and tail. So therefore that equal faces, you see that there is no biased. That's why you call it as unbiased. Throwing a unbiased dice, all 6 faces are equally likely. Suppose you see the dice, the all faces are equally and likely. So there is the possibility of getting all sides are equal chance. So next, so note, so throwing a unbiased dice, all the 6 faces are equally likely to come. So next, events have the same theoretical probability is known as equally likely event. So events having the same theoretical probability is known as equally likely event. Suppose the theoretical formula is, so number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. So suppose you take the dice, there are 6 possible outcomes, so the denominator is 6. So the denominator is 6. and chance of getting 1 is 1 by 6. So there is a number of favorable outcomes is 1, so 1 by 6. Chance of getting 2, that is also 1 by 6. So only one face you have 2, so therefore that is also 1 by 6. And the chance of getting 3, that is also 1 by 6. So chance of getting 4, that is also 1 by 6. 5, 6, so that is also 1 by 6. So events have the same theoretical probability. If you see that when you throw a dice, you get all the faces have the same theoretical probability, that is 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 6 times, is known as equally likely event. When you tossing the coins, you see that 1 by 2, and here also you get 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. The probability you get to 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. That means 50%, 50% in the case of coin. So next, elementary event. An event having only one outcome. If a coin is tossed twice, when a coin is tossed twice, the sample space means the possibility of getting so one is head head, you got, one more is head tail, and one more is tail head, and one more is tail tail. When the coin is tossed twice, 2 times you have to toss the coin, then you get head head. The possibilities are head head, head tail, and tail head, and tail tail. So then what is the chance you get? So either you get head head, or head tail, or tail head, or tail tail. So first chance is head head, and one more is head tail, and one more is a tail head and tail tail. So all are elementary event. And when you throw a dice, so you get 1. The elementary event is 1 now. So an event having only one outcome, once you get only one outcome, so you are called it as an elementary event. So remark, the sum of the probability of all the elementary event of an experiment is always 1. The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary event of an experiment is always 1. Suppose you throw a dice, so chance of getting 1 is 1 by 6, and chance of getting 2 is 1 by 6, and 3 is also 1 by 6, and 4 is also 1 by 6, and 5 is also 1 by 6, and 6 is also 1 by 6. When you add, the common denominator is 6. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 6 times you get 6 by 6, it is nothing but 1. When you are tossing a coin, you getting chance of getting head is 1 by 2, the chance of getting tail is 1 by 2, so total common denominator is 2, 2 by 2 is 1. So the sum of probabilities of all the elementary events, so this is one elementary event, this is one elementary event. So in the case of dice, so the each is an elementary events. Sample space, the set of all possible outcomes. Example, if a coin is tossed twice, then the sample space become head tail, head head, head tail, tail head, and tail tail is called the sample space. When a coin is tossed once, then the chances are head and tail. The sample space become head and tail, head and tail. When the coin is tossed twice, the sample space become head head, head tail, tail head, and tail tail. When you throw a dice, the sample space become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The favorable cases. Next, the cases which ensure the occurrence of an event. The cases which ensure the occurrence of an event, elementary events. And the elementary events all are favorable outcomes. The cases which ensure the occurrence of an event. Probability. The probability of an event E is equal to, P of E is equal to, so number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. So that means N of E divided by N of S. S means sample space, and N of E means N of number of events divided by number of sample space, total number of possible outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. Note 1. The probability of an event E is a number between 0 and 1 inclusive. Always the probability is lies between 0 and 1. So that means the probability always be a fraction, proper fraction, always be a proper fraction, that is 0 less than or equal to P of E less than or equal to 1. So that means, so the value of probability P of E is lies between 0 and 1. So if P of E equal to 0, then the event cannot possibly occur. So impossible event, impossible event. When you throw a dice, the possibility of getting 8, when you throw a dice, the possibility of getting 8, so 8 you not have in that, so 8 not have, so the probability of getting 8 in a dice, so up to in the dice you have only up to 6, the chance of getting 8 is 0. So therefore that is the impossible event. So sure event, P of E equal to 1, then the event is certain to occur. The P of E equal to 1, then that type of event you call it as sure event. P of E equal to 1, then the event is certain event or sure event. Okay, next, complementary event. The complement E of an element event E, the complement of an event E consists of all elements of the sample space that are not in E. The complement of an event E, the complement of an event E consists of element of the sample space that are not in E, that are not in E. Okay, so 1, P of E plus P of E bar equal to 1. So P of E, so E bar is nothing but P of not E. So this is P of E, P of not E. Suppose P of head is 1 by 2. So P of not E means P of not head. P of not head is 1 by 2. P of not head means that is tail, 1 by 2. So that is equal to 1. So P of E means P of head. P of not head is 1 by 2. That is equal to 1. So there is one more rearrangement. So P of E is a just rearrangement. P of E equal to 1 minus P of E bar, and P of E bar equal to 1 minus P of E. So this is a just transposition of this one. So P of E, P of not E or P of E bar. So P of E bar is nothing but P of not E. So now you go through some applications. So which of the following experiments have equally likely outcomes? Explain. A driver attempts to start a car. The car starts or does not start. So if a driver attempts to start a car, the car starts or does not start. So it does not have a equally likely outcomes. It does not have a equally likely outcomes, as it depends on various reasons like fuel and mechanical problems. So this is not an equally likely event. It is not an equally likely event. It is totally depends on fuel, mechanical problems and the person also. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. She or he shoots or misses the shot. So it does not have an equally likely outcomes, as it depends on the player how he or she shoots. So trial made to answer true or false question. The answer is right or wrong. The trial made answer the true or false questions. The answer is right or wrong. It has equally likely outcomes. So it has a equally likely outcomes. So whether it is right or wrong. So it is an equally likely outcomes. Why is tossing a coin is considered to be a fair way of deciding which team should get the ball at the beginning of a basketball game? So why is tossing a coin is considered to be a fair way to deciding which team should be get the ball at the beginning of football game? Because it has only two outcomes, either head or tail. It has only two outcomes, either head or tail. Since the outcomes are equally likely outcomes, so tossing a coin is equally likely outcomes, and tossing is considered to be completely unbiased. You can't differentiate either sides. The tossing is considered to be a completely unbiased. A bag contains 11 flavored candies only. The bag contains only lemon flavored candies. So Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. What is the probability that she takes out an orange flavored candy? So an orange flavored candy and a lemon flavored candy. So a bag contains only lemon flavored candies. So Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. What is the probability that she takes out an orange flavored candy and a lemon flavored candy? Since the bag contains only lemon flavored candy, the number of orange flavored candies are 0. The number of orange flavored candies are 0. So P of an orange flavored candy is equal to 0 by, so it is 0 only. So impossible event, since the bag does not contain orange flavored candy. So next, second question, a lemon flavored candy. So P of a lemon flavored candy is equal to 1. So since sure event, in bag all the candies are lemon flavored, therefore P of lemon flavored candies is equal to 1. So first one is impossible event, second one is a sure event. So next, so a bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. So what is the probability that the ball drawn is red or not red? A bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. What is the probability that ball is drawn is red or not red? So total number of balls in the bag, 3 plus 5, 8 balls. So the formula, so theoretical formula, P of E is equal to, so number of favorable outcomes and total number of possible outcomes. So number of favorable outcomes, they are asking red balls. So red, 3 red balls. So the answer, P of a red ball, P of a red ball is equal to 3 by 8. 3 by 8, that is nothing but 0.375. So and we know that the second question, so not red ball. So not red ball is in the complementary. You take it from the definition of complementary. So we know that P of E plus P of E bar or P of not E is equal to 1. You have the relation P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. That is P of a red ball or P of a not red ball. So you have to just adjust the formula. P of a red ball plus P of not a red ball is equal to 1. So P of not a red ball, you want P of not a red ball. So is equal to 1 minus P of a red ball. So what is the answer? P of a red ball, you got 3 by 8. So 1 minus 3 by 8 is equal to 1 can written as 3 by 3 minus 3 by 8. 3 by 3, 3 by minus 3 by 8. Oh, 8 by 8. Okay, and written as 8 by 8 and minus 3 by 8, you get 5 by 8. Okay. So next, a box contains 5 red marbles and 8 white marbles and 4 green marbles. So 5 red marbles, 8 white marbles and 4 green marbles. One marble is taken out from the box. So one marble is taken out of the box at random. So what is the probability that the marble is taken out? So what is the probability that the marble taken out will be red, white, not red? The first question is red. So total number of marbles, 5 plus 8 plus 4, 17. So total number of marbles, 5 plus 8 plus 4, 17. So P of E, the formula, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. The first, so they are asking red balls. So number of favorable outcomes, 5. So you have 5 red balls. So red marbles, So red marbles. So P of a red marble is equal to 5 by 17. So second, so number of favorable outcomes. So second question is white. The second question is white. White. So white, you have 8 marbles, 8 white marbles. So number of favorable outcomes, 8 white marbles. So P of a white marble is equal to 8 by 17. So number of green marbles, you have total 4 green marbles, but they asking not green. They asking P of not green. So P of a green marbles is 4 by 17. So we have P of a not green is equal to 1 minus P of a green from the complementary. The complementary. So 1 minus 4 by 17. So nothing but 17 by 17 minus 4 by 17, you get 13 by 17. 17 minus 4 is nothing but 13 by 17. So next, a piggy bank contains 150 paisa coins, and 50 rupees 1 coin. So you have 150 paisa coin and 50 rupees 1 coins, and 20 you have rupees 2 coins. So 2 rupees coin you have 20 and 1 rupees coin you have 50, and rupees 5 10 coins. If it is equally likely that one of the coin will be fall out, so if it is equally likely that one of the coins will be fall out when the bank is turned upside down, so what is the probability that the coin will be a 50 paisa coin? The coin will be the 50 paisa coin. Second, will not be the rupees 5 coin. Rupees 5 coin will not be the rupees 5 coin. So you know that a piggy bank contains 50 paisa coins, 150 paisa coins, and 50 rupees 1 coin, and 20 rupees 2 coins, and 10 rupees 5 coins, not rupees 5, 10 coins. So if it is equally likely that one of the coins will fall out when the bank is turned upside down, so what is the probability that the coin will be 50 paisa coin and will not be a rupees 5 coin? So total number of coins you have 150 plus 20 plus 10, you get 180. So formula, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. The number of favorable outcomes 100. So 50 paisa coins you have 100 coins totally. So 50 paisa coins you have 100 coins. So 50 paisa coins 100. So P of a 50 paisa coin is equal to 100 by 180. So that is nothing but 5 by 9. So number of rupees 5 coins, you have 10 coins. So rupees 5 you have 10 coins. So P of a rupees 5 coin is equal to 10 by 180, that is 1 by 18. So P of not a rupees 5 coin is equal to 1 minus P of a 5 rupees coin. So that is 1 minus 1 by 18, that is 17 by 18. That is 17 by 18, you get like this. So 18 by 18, 1 can written as 18 by 18, 1 minus 18. So 18 minus 1, you get 17 by 18. So next question. A game of chance consists of a spinning an arrow which comes to rest pointing at one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in figure, and these are equally likely outcomes. What is the probability that will be the point at 8? So what is the probability that will be the point at 8? An odd number and then greater than 2 and number less than 9 and a number less than 9. Okay, so I repeat one more time. A game of chance, so this is a game of chance, consists of a spinning of an arrow. This is a spinning of an arrow which comes to rest pointing at one of the numbers. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and these are equally likely outcomes. So what is the probability that will be a 0.8? That will be the 0.8 and an odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7 are odd numbers, and a number greater than 2 and a numbers greater than 2. So these are all numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the greater than 2. And fourth question, a number less than 9, you not exist number. Okay, less than 9 you have. So these are all less than 9, 8, 1 to 8. The all are less than 9. The questions are like that here. The first one 8, an odd number, and number greater than 2 and number less than 9. 4 questions we have. So total number of possible outcomes you have 8. So you have 8 chambers, so 8 outcomes. So P of E, number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of possible outcomes. So number of favorable for the first case, so you have 8 pointed at 8. So number of favorable outcomes 8. So that is 8. Only one outcome you have 8. So P of 8 is equal to 1 by 8. 1 by 8. So number of favorable is 1. Total number of possible outcomes is 8. So 1 by 8. So number of favorable outcomes 4. For the odd numbers, you have total how many odd numbers you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 odd numbers you have. So number of favorable outcomes, that is 1, 3, 5 and 7. So P of an odd number is equal to 4 by 8. That is half, 50% of you getting an odd number. So 50% odd number, you have 50% even number. Third question, number of favorable outcomes 6. So number of favorable outcomes 6, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that the question you have a number greater than 2, a number greater than 2, a number greater than 2. So number greater than 2 means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 by 8. So that is nothing but 3 by 4. So number of favorable outcomes are 8. That is 1 to 8. So a number less than 2 are numbers less than 9. Numbers less than 9. Question is numbers less than 9. Sorry. So numbers less than 9 you have here. So number less than 9. So that is nothing but less than 9 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All numbers are you get. So 8 by 8 it is nothing but 1.